Whoa, didn't see you there. This is Kylie.
And this is Chris, and this is your Friday feature edition of Warrior TV News.
On today's broadcast, we'll learn a bit more about the foreign exchange program.
Get to know the Lady Warrior softball team and what they're doing to prepare for this season.
And finally, we'll get to know two students with unique conditions.
All this and more on today's feature edition of Warrior TV News. Laziness, sense of entitlement, extreme sass, addiction to social media, lack of motivation, extreme drowsiness. Right here. Sorry, sir, but your son has senioritis.
Is there anything you can do, Doc?
No, I'm sorry. He has until May 27th, 2017. Just kidding. But seriously, senioritis may be setting in, seniors, but we still have 43 days left until graduation. Don't give up just yet.
The foreign exchange program allows students from other countries to get to experience American culture firsthand. Warrior TV's own Abby Corals and Avery Bowman go to those involved to see what's up.
Every year, there is a diverse group of foreign exchange students coming from all over the world. Warrior TV talks to this year's students about what their experience has been like and to Mrs. Ehringer about the exchange process.
The biggest cultural difference has to be that when we go out to have fun, we go out boating or we go skiing or we go hiking, and you guys go to Walmart or go eating. You guys eat a lot, at Steak and Shake and McDonald's and Burger King. We don't do that.
Okay, so the biggest difference from Germany and the US, I would say, is our houses are really old in Germany, and here all the houses are kind of new.
The food here is super different. The food here is so mild. Everything is have no spicy taste, but food in Thailand, 80% of that is spicy. So I love spicy food. When I came here, it was where's all my spicy stuff?
Maybe how the cities are built, because here everyone lives in the suburbs in houses, and then in Spain almost everyone lives downtown, so that changes the way you hang out with people, you socialize, because here you need a car for almost everything.
Here it's bigger, and I know it's a lot of more students, and the classes, the teachers, everything.
The thing that made me want to become an exchange student was me and my friends talked about it. I think it was in 7th grade, but she was more she wanted to go to England, and I always wanted to go to the US. So I guess I just wanted to experience something new.
Actually, just what Hedda said, I wanted to be an exchange student because me and my friend, we were always talking about it, with prom, and that we always wanted to do this. And then, I don't know, my dad started also then asking me if I want to do this, because he did actually the same thing, and my grandma did also the same thing.
Well, first of all, it's a life-changing experience. So, and then you don't just learn a language, but you make friends and see how life in another country is in the USA, and make a lot of life-lasting relationships, I hope.
Education-wise, it's way harder in Norway. Here you guys get quizzes and homework grades. We don't get that in Norway. We just have one big test, and we have to write several pages.
Yeah, education in Thailand is extremely hard. We study 8 until 4:30, and after that we go to extra class until 7 or 8 at night, and we came home, we do homework, we sleep, and then we wake up and go to study again.
We don't have just multiple choice. We don't have that. And also Hedda said with that, that we have the study guide. You guys get the entire study guide, and we just need to everything we have in our folder, we need to study everything.
My favorite part is that I get to meet a lot of new people. I love my host parents. Like, they're really, really nice. It would be so sad to say goodbye to them.
All my friends, like everyone I met, they're like all really nice, and it's gonna be really hard to say goodbye to them, but I will definitely come back.
My friends, I miss my friends, and the language maybe too.
The people, like how welcoming everyone was.
All of the friends I got. Like during soccer, I got a lot of new friends, and now in track, it seems like you guys are like so open. Like it's really easy to get friends here.
After talking to this year's foreign exchange students, Warrior TV talks to Mrs. Ehringer about how the process of hosting a foreign exchange student works.
I've been the foreign exchange counselor for 10 years at Whiteland, and it was passed down to me from the previous guidance director. It's something that really interests me. I enjoy getting to know the new students, learning about their cultures, getting to know them and what interests them and why they want to attend our school. A piece of advice that I'd like to give somebody that would like to host a foreign exchange student would be just to remember, they're still kids. They're going to miss their home. So you want to be as flexible as possible, and remember to take them out, let them see the sights around our town, around our country, get them involved. The process for the students who want to come over here to America to find a host family and come to Whiteland is they're going to find an organization. There's many different exchange organizations. We have 4 or 5 that we work with, so I'm sure that there are even more overseas. They're going to find an organization. They'll fill out a very long application, and they're going to tell them all about themselves, their family life, their moms, their dads, their sisters, what their school life is like, what kind of chores they do at home, what kind of activities that they are involved in, or anything that they're interested in. Maybe there's something they don't have over there that we have over here. And so they're going to fill out this very extensive application.
It looks like the foreign exchange students are enjoying their year here at WCHS. If you are interested in hosting a foreign exchange student, make sure to talk to Mrs. Ehringer before this school year ends. From outside the guidance office, I'm Avery, here with Abby, Warrior TV News.
And they still keep eating it all the time. It's like, oh, it's so good.
Don't fret, Warriors. There's still time to turn in your FAFSA. The deadline got moved to April 15th. Get to it, Warriors. The Lady Warrior softball team has been hard at work preparing for this year's season. Brooke King and Lindsay Walker go to those involved to see how the Lady Warrior softball team plans to hit it out of the park this season.
The WCHS softball team has been working hard in preparing for the 2017 season. Warrior TV goes to the coaches and players to find out how they have planned to knock this season out of the park.
My favorite thing about coaching is probably a lot of the team unity and how we come together and how that transfers onto the field and playing for each other. And then also just when something clicks as a team and it happens the way we practice it in a game and everyone gets really excited about it. We want to win games, especially conference games. We have a lot of emphasis on winning or beating conference teams this year and getting points for our school and showing pride in that. But then also that we would just be able to push through an entire 7 innings and give everybody a fight no matter who we face. This is my 5th season at Whiteland, and this team is different from any team in the past. There's a lot more grit in this team and a lot more push and fire. And just the will to win and do whatever it takes. We just have a lot of girls diving all over the place on the field, giving it their all and just pushing through every at-bat, every play. REACH stands for everything that we want our athletes to embody. Every letter stands for something. respect, effort, attitude, commitment, and heart. And we've really seen that in our leaders, and it's really trickled down, and it just has become a part of who we are and kind of what we want to look like to everyone else. It's those things.
We're speaking with Coach Mitchell. Warrior TV goes to the players to see what their goals are for this upcoming season.
I play outfield, and I've been playing softball for 14 years, if you count Pee Wee.
I've been playing softball for about 12 years. I'm a utility player, but on the high school team I catch, and I'll initially play shortstop here and there.
The team goal would definitely be win more conference games and show the community that we are better than ever this year.
I don't want to be the Whiteland we were in the past where everybody expects us to lose. I want us to come out strong, and I want to prove people wrong. I want our team to prove people wrong.
My favorite thing would have to definitely be the team bonding and having sisters and another family outside of education and all that good stuff.
REACH, it stands for certain things. So the R stands for respect. So you're respecting your peers, your coaches, your teammates especially, and respect your opponents. Effort is for the E is for effort. Just put a lot of effort in what you do. Do 100% every single time. Don't ever cheat yourself. The A stands for attitude. Always stay positive and have a good attitude. You don't want to be that person that brings the other people down. Commitment, you want to be the first one there. You want to be the one that gives it the hardest and comes every single time. You don't just want to skip around and come a few. And then heart, H stands for heart. And just you got to love the game. If you don't love the game, then what are you here for?
Sounds like the softball team has been hard at work and are ready for this season. Catch them at their next home game against Greenwood this Tuesday. I'm Brooke, here with Lindsay outside the softball field. Warrior TV News.
Wanna go prom?
No. Okay.
Prom. April 29th.
I like
Be there.
Pickles are so green. Pickles are so green. Pickles are so yummy. Pickles are so yummy. Pickles grow.
Every day, people are diagnosed with both conditions that you can see and conditions that you can't. Warrior TV's own Meredith Cavallari and Ryan Hahn go to two students to learn a bit more about conditions that they have.
Many students go through the halls of WCHS noticing others, but not really understanding the difficulties that each student faces. Whether these challenges be noticeable to the eye or not, they are there nonetheless. Warrior TV meets with two students to gain perspective on the struggles that they face daily.
I have celiac disease, and it is an autoimmune disease that when the person who has it eats gluten, the gluten damages the villi and the small intestine, which makes it basically impossible for that person to absorb the nutrients from the food that they're eating.
Alexa was diagnosed, she was 22 months old, and she was not growing, not gaining weight, but she almost looked like she was starving. It took them a while to know that something was wrong.
When she was first diagnosed, we gathered as much information as we could and went to the grocery store to read and study labels to ensure that she was not eating gluten or getting any kind of cross-contamination in her diet. From the time she was diagnosed, even though she wasn't going to be eating quote-unquote normal food, it was going to be gluten-free food, we wanted her to not feel embarrassed, but we wanted her to be proud and not ashamed.
I just really remember going into elementary school when we would get our lunches for the first few times. I was very nervous about it. Then on top of it, again, just having that isolation type feeling. But my dad has helped a lot with that. And I just remember him teaching me, you know, if the kids say, "Why are you different?" just to say, "I have celiac disease," and be proud of it.
After talking with Alexa and her family to gain insight on celiac disease, Warrior TV News meets with Quentin Strain, another student who deals with his condition daily.
So I have really mild cerebral palsy. And cerebral palsy is when some part of the brain, usually having to do with a motor or mental function, is damaged or just doesn't work properly. In my case, it's physical, so it affects the way I walk and some of the fingers on my hands. I've known from birth, and my parents were always very open about it. They always kind of said, yeah, you have cerebral palsy, but that doesn't really matter. Just go through and be Quentin. When I was very young, I couldn't walk, and not all my fingers worked as well as they do now. So I guess mentally my resolve would be that I don't like to give up, and I just gotta keep going with whatever I'm doing and find a new way to do it.
With his CP, I really don't help him out too much with it. Mainly because he's pretty independent and he really doesn't need that much help. Honestly, if they ask you to treat them like a normal human being, if they ask you to treat them as if they were just like any other ordinary person, do so. No matter what, just listen to them when they say that.
At school, it's kind of encouraged me to just be open with people, because if somebody does have a question about cerebral palsy or why I walk or move the way that I do, I just have to be really open about it and not get frustrated, because it's not their fault, they just don't know.
There's no doubt that these conditions have made Alexa and Quentin stronger. But they're not the only ones that walk throughout the halls of WCHS with daily struggles. It is up to us to create an accepting environment for these students to thrive. For more information on diseases and disorders such as Alexa's and Quentin's, visit www.cdc.gov. Outside WCHS, I'm Ryan, here with Meredith, Warrior TV News.
And that's all we have for you on this edition of Warrior TV News. Until next time,
have a good one.
Ba, 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 ba.